Hello, my name is Tracy Ozer, and I'm glad you found our podcast, Journey Through Your Suicide Loss. I'm asked all the time about how I've done this. How have I lost a child in a most horrific way and still get out of bed every day and function? Traveling along my grief journey, I created a platform, Journey Thru Grief, that's Journey, Thru, Grief, to help people grieving a suicide loss, and to also share my story so that it can help others. The podcast is for survivors, the people who get up every day as well, the ones who are warriors without even realizing it. I'm going to talk about various aspects of suicide loss, also known as postvention, and maybe a few surprises along the way. I sincerely appreciate you being here. If you follow our podcast, you'll see that I just re-recorded our initial first 6 episodes. Since some of the content had changed over the years, we felt it would be good to put out some new and refreshed messaging. Going forward, we are looking forward to having new episodes that support the healing and well-being of our suicide loss survivors. Soon you're going to see topics such as how comfort animals can make a difference during your grief journey. We'll also talk about life coaching and how that can be an option when you cannot find traditional therapy. We've made changes to our podcast format. Our podcast episodes, which were formerly released through Anchor, are now housed on Spotify. After the episodes are released, they will also feed automatically to YouTube, to Journey Thru Grief's YouTube channel. While the first 6 episodes of the original podcast only have an audio format, video will soon be available with the podcast as well, kind of like this one. The YouTube channel is just another way that we provide other options for taking in information while you're struggling with grief. We would appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button so that the platform's algorithm gives the channel a further reach. And please share the content from either the podcast or the YouTube channel, because as we're losing close to 50,000 souls per year to suicide, that means we have approximately 6.7 million new loss survivors each year as well. Yes, you heard that correctly. We're into the millions because one loss affects an average of 135 people. We also have a few updates for Journey Thru Grief in general. We've gone through major transitions beginning in 2023 and moving into 2024. If you've followed us at all, you know that we were in Spokane Valley, Washington, but now we have relocated the company to Springfield, Missouri. We also reimagined the vision and mission and trajectory of the company. We are still a social enterprise corporation, but we have restructured some of our content. Our educational department branched off to become its own corporation called Postvention Collective, LLC. We did this in an effort to keep Journey Thru Grief as an entity solely and directly focused on our suicide loss survivors. So Journey Thru Grief will have the Journey Through Your Suicide Loss podcast, the Journey Thru Grief YouTube channel, and the various life coaching programs for our suicide loss survivors. In addition to this, we will have books like my new one, The New World of Suicide Loss, and other merchandise coming soon over Journey Thru Grief's website. For anyone interested in what Postvention Collective is all about, I encourage you to visit postventioncollective.com. That's POSTVENTION collective.com. For the podcast and other options within our Journey Thru Grief portfolio, I mentioned earlier that there were multiple changes to our formatting. So going forward, we will be offering a Christian faith component to our offerings as well. We feel that acknowledging the impact to a loss survivor's faith walk and relationship with God after losing someone to suicide is relevant and important. Even if you don't have a Christian belief system, we still encourage you to engage with the content unrelated to a religious walk or spiritual belief system. Our goal is not to alienate anyone, and we feel that all belief systems can coexist within our programming. In other words, for the content that doesn't apply to you, please skip over it and know there is probably content that you can resonate with. Grief and suicide loss is not restricted by religion, gender, race, or cultural systems. And we at Journey Through Grief believe there is room for everyone to get and give support through the journey of suicide grief healing. But if Christian content offends you and you choose to walk away from our platform altogether, we wish you much success and wellness and hope for your continued healing and post-traumatic growth. Again, my sincere thank you for continuing to look to myself, Tracy Ozer, and Journey Through Grief to support yourself during your suicide loss journey. Please come back and check in for new episodes. I welcome comments, questions, or let me know if there's a topic you'd like for me to talk about. I will be happy to share my own personal journey about it. If you have found this podcast helpful, please continue hitting the listener support button as we accept monetary gifts of support, which allows us to provide materials and educational information to those who need them. And as mentioned before, please subscribe and share the content. It may help someone else. Finally, Journey Through Grief has its own website at journeythroughgrief.com. That's THRU for through, and you can find us also on Facebook. We want you to continue being here for future episodes. So if you find yourself struggling and you need someone to talk to, I recommend calling 988, which has become the new crisis line number. Take care. Until next time.